Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name's Shadowwraith and today I'm going to be going over how you can play as the ancient samurai in Middle-earth strategy battle game. Now that sounds rather bonkers, I know, but it is possible and I found a way. I love doing this and I do this quite a lot. I'm massively into historical battles, things like that. I've studied quite a lot about the Romans, things like that. I love Rome, they're my boys. But anything historical, and if I can apply it to my favourite game, even better. Yeah, I do this quite a lot of factions. So basically, I was thinking doing this is like a side series of different historical factions that you can play in Middle-earth strategy battle game. Tell you what faction from the actual game you can use for it, and how to play it, and the kind of lists you want to use. And if people like it, I'll carry on the series. If people tell me in the comments section down below, this is rubbish, then I'll probably still do it anyway. Because it's fun, and that's what this is all about. But if you do like it, do let me know, because that'll give me a nice little fuzzy feeling inside, knowing I'm doing something cool. Anyway, let's get straight into it. Who am I doing for the samurai? Who best fits the samurai? Well, what do I know about the samurai? I know, and this is going off myths, legends, as well as hard facts, okay, because we are applying it to Lord of the Rings, so it is fantasy. Samurais boasted one of the best made blades, like, in ancient history. So they're said, okay? Many arguments about that. I'm not getting into that, okay? But other than the katana, what else did they have? Well, they used to use the yari, which is their spear. And there's many different types of spears, but I'm just going to call it a yari because Middle-earth don't care about that. You've either got spear or you haven't. So, along with that, the samurai were extremely skilled warriors, very hard trained, and they were very graceful in their movements and in their martial prowess. On top of all that, they boasted excellent archers, horse archers and infantry archers. So, what faction have I gone with? Rivendell. Okay, if you didn't guess it from that, I don't know how many more clues I could give. Rivendell, I thought the katanas absolutely fitted the profile of the hand-and-a-half elven-made sword like a glove. It was perfect, I thought. With the ability to do more damage against certain things, like the Nazgul, so like you could even refer to them as Oni or something like that, in your kind of like your own lore or whatever. Kills the Goblin Kings better. Well, Goblin King, should I say, rather. And you've got a better chance of winning a duel when you tie. They've all got high fight value, which is very samurai because they're extremely well trained, very professional warriors. And along with that, you've got the mystique behind elves. So by that I mean things like Elrond's foresight. So you could go along with the lines, I've gone along with the lines of that's the commander showing his martial knowledge, his experience, or anything like that. You could even say something similar to the Art of War. Obviously that's not Japanese, I don't think. I'm pretty sure it's Chinese. But it's similar to that. So he can tell what's going to happen before it happens, and he knows how to adapt and overcome it. So, yeah. Jumping straight in, what have we got? Well, we start off with the army bonus. And basically what it is all Rivendell warriors, whilst within 6 inches of the army leader, or not just warriors, all models who are Rivendell, get to reroll failed hit rolls when making shooting attacks in the turn in which they did not move. So, perfect. Absolutely perfect. And we're going to go through their roster now. So we've got Gil-galad, the High King of the Elves, 170. And you can play him as anything you want. You can have him as a badass emperor who is finally coming out with his Yari, mastercrafted Yari or whatever. And he's a killing machine because he's got +1 to wound. He's got Lord of the West, so he's rerolling dual rolls and a wound roll. He's got a 12-inch standfast, rallying to the Emperor. They won't fall back whilst he's still alive. They've got to defend him with their life. He's got all the heroic actions you could want. And then you can have the King's Guard. So for an extra point per warrior, high elf warrior, they go up to fight 6. So you can go down that route as well. And I thought that was quite nice. Quite nice. If you're playing quite high points games, you could have him as well as, or instead of Gil-galad, you could have Elrond, Master of Rivendell. Again, they're both heroes of legend, So they could both be emperors. He could be the emperor's champion. He could be anything you want. Okay? I'm not too well versed in samurai, but I'm doing the best I can, okay? So hopefully I don't trigger anyone if I get anything wrong, if there's no such thing as an emperor's champion. But hey, who cares? Well, I care. He is fight 6, which is really respectable. 3 attacks, 3 might, 3 will, 3 fate, and he's got the foresight of the elder. So before the game begins, you roll a d6, and the amount of whatever you roll, so if you roll a 4, you can affect the priority dice rolls for each round by 1 or -1 using one of those points, which is very, very, very mystical, very, very... I don't want to say Art of War again, but I'm going to say it. Art of War, he knows that he has to lose this priority in order to get an advantage, so he will. He has the knowledge to do so. You've got a lot of high-powered heroes that you can bring along with them, but they're the main 2. Also, he's got +1 to wound spirit models, which is kind of... it's a bit more anime-like, but if that's your jam, so be it. You can make an anime-style Japanese, but I'm more talking about ancient. Okay? Just to make it clear. But still, who knows? Ancient samurai might fought, spirit demons or something. It's up to you. It's your army, your game. And the other reason I like Elrond is because Rivendell Knights do not count towards your bow limit. That is absolutely crazy and such a strong ability, but perfect for what I'm trying to do here, because you want a lot of horse archers. Because they don't count towards your bow limit, so they count as not having bows, which is nuts, because then you can bring more archers on foot, so you can have a shooty Rivendell list. And yeah, that's perfect. So, how do you play this faction as the samurai? Well, first of all, you want either Elrond or Gil-galad or both. That's my advice. Along with, you want none of your warriors to have shields, because as far as I'm aware, samurai did not use shields, because most of the katanas they used needed 2 hands. If they did use shields, I do apologise. By all means, bring shields. But for the list I'm doing, no shields. Okay? They're going to be 2-handing, and hopefully you've seen the image right now, but the High Elf warrior models have a perfect 2-handed stance for their High Elves, and it just looks amazing. On top of that, you want to still go for the about 50-50 of your samurai having Yiri, so spear elves, to support your swords up front, or katanas. And then you want about, a few foot soldiers who are archers, maybe, just to hang around with Elrond, or whoever your leader is, if you want to play it like that. Or you could just go for maximum horse archers, which is the more competitive route, and because they all come with lances, so they're all doing ridiculous killing power, and they all come with bows, and they don't need to worry about the bow limit. And the other thing you need is a banner, at least, because re-rolling elves at fight 6 is nuts. So yeah, why not? Now, how do we go about converting this army? Well, it's really easy. If you go into any kind of 28mm site, and if you know of really good ones to get bits and pieces from, do put a link down in the description below, the comment section, sorry, so other people can find it. But I'm sure you can quite easily, if 28mm katanas or whatever, okay, heads. But all you want to do is replace your highest warriors' heads with samurai heads, just because unfortunately the high warriors heads don't look like it. The armor's fine, just paint it up as you want. And you want some kind of banner that isn't looking too elvish. Okay, if you have a look, hopefully you've seen it now, you want that kind of banner, that kind of look. Along with that, you want to be replacing their swords. If you don't have to, these are the optionals, okay? You want to be replacing their swords with katanas, which you can do for getting from any kind of kit box. And heroes are the same. You want to replace their heads and their swords. That's it. Extra things to make it look even special is they did wear, I don't know the official name for them, but kind of like little mini banners on their backs. So if you want to go for the full effect, go for that. And then paint them up as samurai as you can. So red and black, whatever you want, whatever your idea of a samurai is. You can look at ancient pictures, you can look at artwork, concept art, whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's how you convert them. It's quite easy to convert. You don't have to, and if you're not playing in tournaments, you can just straight up buy, 28mm samurai models. And there are companies out there that do it and just use them in place of the elves. It's absolutely fine. Perfect. As long as your opponent knows what they are, there's no drama in it. So, how do you play these? How do we go about it? Well, they're not too dissimilar from elves, funnily enough. You want to be shooting as much as you can as the enemy comes in. You want to use your horse archers to harass and take up the flanks. You want your melee corps, your infantry body, to move up the centre, if it's grabbing the centre objective or anything like that, to engage the enemy, and you want to flank with the horses as they come in, whilst harassing them with their bows on top as well. Easy peasy. Nice and easy. Keep the banner in range, keep it in a sensible place, use Gift of the Foresight whenever you can. If you've got Gilgalad, use him as a beat stick as he's intended, and kill everything. Very nice, and then the Emperor will be very happy with your performance, and hurrah. That's it. So tell me what you thought of this video. I will be bringing out a couple more, and then I'll be sussing off how that is, how people are finding them, because coming up will be obviously Rome, because they're my boys, and I'm thinking Carthage as well. I've got a whole list right in front of me of all the factions I can do, and they're already prepared. All I need to know is if people want to hear it. But again, I probably do it anyway. So yeah, please let me know what you think. And I thank you ever so much for listening to this video. And I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. And if you're feeling especially generous, maybe you hit the like button, or maybe you even subscribe. But even if you don't, I still hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.